In today's video, we're going to talk about a place that Tanya and I recently visited in Indonesia, Bandung. And we hope we can encourage you to go there and explain why it's a place that you might really want to go visit. So here was a double door to come in, and there's the lovely Tanya still.
Can we just stay here?
Just wants to, and not go anywhere?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have, look, what'd she call this? The Royal Suite or something? Grand Suite. We have a grand suite and a toilet as you come in.
Yeah.
So if you have to go toy just as you come in, and you don't want to disturb anybody, here it is. Let's see, here we go. We're on the 21st floor of this hotel. So we have a wonderful view looking out toward the mountains and the rest of the city. Seems like it. So here we have a little living room area.
I feel like Kara and Nate.
Tanya feels like Kara and Nate.
Like Kara and
Yeah, except we're only about 60 years older than they are. Alrighty. We're on the corner of the building, so here we are again, more of that same dramatic view outside. Panoramic window that looks right into the bath. So if Tanya is taking a bath, I can be here in the boudoir just observing like some old lech. Yeah, and then it looks out onto the like glass. Wow.
Shower
and toilet. Bathroom. And check out looking at Tanya. Tanya, hey. Hi. All one window. All window. This is pretty nice. This is pretty nice. And the price for this luxury, I'll tell you, we paid for it with points. We're here for 4 nights, so paid for 3 nights. 4th night is free. And with the total number of points that we used, and if you value the points at ½ cent each, and the points that we use, this works out to about $71 US a night. What do you think you could get in the United States for $71 a night? I don't think you can get anything.
No-tell hotel?
No-tell
motel?
Maybe the no-tell motel somewhere. Anyway, so we're looking forward to seeing the town, although we may spend a lot of time here. This has been a hilarious morning. We took a grab after breakfast this morning over to the train station to get our tickets for our next destination. Will be in another 4 days because we were unable to get it online after numerous tries. They just wouldn't accept a U.S. issued credit card. But we made it to the train station. All is good. And our next quest was to find the city tour bus, which is a little bus that kind of goes around, about a 40-minute trip. Trying to find that has been a very interesting experience. We've asked several people, all of whom have been very helpful, but none of whom have given us
Well, we followed the directions.
We followed the directions everybody has given us, but
but also on Google Maps. So we
and
went
Google
the
Maps.
way and where they said that bus
Yeah.
would be at
yeah.
that park.
Has Google Maps been very helpful?
No.
No, I don't think so. And you know, you ask 4 different people, and they're all very helpful, but they give you 4 different directions that you should go. We're kind of bracketing it, though. I think we're going to get it sooner or later. You know, and it could be that once we get on this little city tour bus, we've already seen the city because we have walked now almost 10,000 steps all over this town. But it's been very entertaining.
Yeah, well, in Braga Street, how you can't go wrong.
That's right. We are on Braga Street, which is one of the highlights of Bandung. There are lots of lots of friendly people. Yeah, there's lots of restaurants and people out having a good time. It's very clean. You want to buy some Indonesian puppets? They look like those water puppets, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Very cool. All right, Tanya, we're just wandering here. Are we going in the right? I see one up there, Tanya. Yes, it says the Bandung City Tour Bus. We don't know where it stops or if it will. We'll wave the guy down, see what we can find. Huh? Yeah, well, yeah. Well, we tried to wave the bus down, and the guy didn't pay much attention to us, but several of the passengers on the bus were very helpful and were shouting out, "Alam, alam." I'm not sure what that means, but pointed in the other direction. So we're going back down here from whence the bus came, see what we can find. Well, on Google Translate, I looked up alun alun, and that means town square. So we'll see if we can find a town square. You know, isn't technology great? This looks like it should be the town square, the alun alun. And we did see one of those tour buses going on another street. In our wanderings, however, we have come across the Museum of the Asian Africa Conference, which is supposedly one of the highlights of Bandung. Well, we have made it to Alun Alun, which is the center. There's a mosque right here. Lots of people all over the place, and again, people being very helpful in pointing us in what we hope is the right direction. Don't let the confusion of Jay and Tanya, a couple of clueless people. Oh, watch out for a plague that's going here, a locust going through here. Anyway, oh yeah, they're all over the place. Ants, yeah. The guy was warning us, eat gads.
Yeah.
Are they still on you?
No, I don't know.
Oh, just got on my... Well, that was an interesting little interlude. As we're walking along the sidewalk here, a guy was trying to warn us. We walked right through, and there are a whole bunch of these ants that seemed to fly. They got all over us, got on the camera, and they were stinging. Oh,
yeah.
A plague of ants. I think we're all over. Let me check, Tanya, see if you're all right. What? Getting more?
Okay, it's gone.
Yeah. I think you're okay. Woo.
Oh boy.
That was scary.
And they hurt.
And of course, I'm wearing a black shirt, which we know they're attracted to. Oh, and Tanya.
I think we found it.
I think we have found it. We have finally gotten here. The Bandung. Watch your step. At the Alun Alun. There's one after another. Let's see what we can find out. See if we can get on. Well, that was a very interesting conversation with a gentleman who not only pointed us in the right direction, said just wait for the pink bus, but this fellow spoke passable English. He was an older guy, and he said there used to be a lot of backpackers that came to Bandung in the 80s, and he would try and get to know them, and his father drank alcohol and drank arak, and he says, and the backpackers like to drink arak. If you've never had arak, it's a very strong alcoholic distilled spirit made from coconuts. And
I didn't know that.
yeah, and you don't have to, it's kind of an acquired taste. And he said after he'd had a little bit of Iraq, he could speak English fairly well. And I said, yes, that's exactly right. I said, I used to teach English, and there is a certain logic to that if you have a little bit of alcohol, it helps you release your inhibitions and you're not so nervous. Your grammar may suck, but you'll be able to communicate. And he says, yes, that's right, that's right. And he had a wonderful time. He says, thanks us very much for letting us practice English with him. Very nice fellow. Wasn't trying to sell us anything.
Just wanted to talk.
Just wanted to talk. So this is how this works. The pink bus comes up. You put your name on a little list, and everybody's here waiting to get on. Well, these other people are getting off. Don't know if this will all be in Indonesian, but it doesn't matter. Okay, well, we are underway. This little trip, I think, takes about 35 minutes or so, and the cost was, for the two of us, was 40,000 rupiah, which is about $2, $2.25, something like that. So we'll see if it's well worth the trip. I'm sure it will be. Well, that finishes our round the city tour, and you know, we did see some new things. We in all of our walking, we've already seen most of it. That, you know, it is a huge city. There's about 1.5 million people in Bandung. But
and the sites are spread out.
Yes,
They're not just in one area.
Yes, and you can see there are some very nice restaurants, I think, around. And the guide, partially, he spoke in English, and he said that there are all kinds of different restaurants where they were kind of international cuisine.
He was very nice.
He was very nice. Quite a place. We just saw a fashion show going on with all that music. We're waiting for our Grab driver out here at the Trans Studio Mall. This place even has an amusement park that's adjacent to it. We're unfortunately not going to be doing that. But, you know, they've got, wow, you know, you can see King Kong over here. He's ready to kind of tear the place up. And you've got a mosque, a huge mosque. That's right next door. I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, that's right. And right above us is a roller coaster, but that goes right into King Kong's body. So, Tanya, what do you think of this whole experience?
Wow, what a contrast.
What a contrast from what? Oh, from downtown.
From downtown
Bandung?
where we're,
Yeah, from where we're staying. Even though it's a beautiful hotel and everything, but you know, there you're. Well, it's just a different slice of life. Here, obviously, are the more well-to-do Bandungians, and there are a lot of them that have put on a few pounds, I've noticed, that you otherwise wouldn't see otherwise. And it's no doubt because of all the sugary, crappy food that's here. I shouldn't say crappy food, but there's lots and lots of sweeties and buns and fries and stuff like that. You otherwise wouldn't see overweight Indonesians, very few, but you'll see them around here, young people. It's kind of too bad, but it's the state of the world right now. So we're waiting for our Grab driver, and we'll be on our way back to the hotel. Maybe it's time for. Tanya's ready for maybe a little bit of a nap. I hope we haven't sounded too critical. You know, we just call it like we see it. But it is a fascinating place, and there are not that many Westerners that come to Bandung. Not on any tourist trail.
Yeah.
How many of our friends have been there? How many people who even who are not our friends? Well, I guess we'd never know.
I think this is our guy.
10:43. Here's our guy. Let's go.